back or I'm continuing the snap. Okay, so that's pretty good there. I'll do a couple of angles. So once again, like I can pull, I can do all this stuff, pull, push, but I really like to pick and get up. I like to jam this into the chest because I can always sit back down if I want to. But when in doubt, I like to get above them. That's just, when in doubt, get on top. So before we were talking about, hey, I want to be here. Now I want to go to the outside. I'm almost in a redirect. Okay, people know what a redirect is. It's just redirecting position. Okay, so I'm actually now going to do the same scenario. I do a quick pull pop, he yanks back, push, jam. And now I see how I pick my head to the outside. If he's head's here and I'm in this position, all I have to do is slap it. Okay? And a lot of people think the club is always down. But the reality is, when I club, I'm clubbed deep like this, and there's my finger in the ear hole, that's my mark. So if I go boop, then I club. Boom. Now when I club this way, I hit my underhook. Now you can see I'm keeping good pressure on him. Why? Because I don't want him to attack me. Now you don't always have to hold that head. You can just come up, jam him, and then you can see it. You just go here and lock it. Now when I do this, I'm staying shallow. I'm not going high up because I'm not looking for the reversal. I'm staying a little more shallow on the tricep. So this would be like a pulling mechanism. This is a lifting mechanism. So I come up, I can go club, redirect, or I can just come up and go snap and catch. Now from here, we'll get into it. I'm actually gonna lock my 3-finger grip, okay? So I'm gonna go bob, lock, and I'm gonna get here. Now from this position, I'm gonna return to the mat. And as I do that, my elevator is gonna stretch him with this leg. So now I'm gonna start to return to the mat and go to the side, and I'm gonna stretch him. Now I can go double stretch if I want, but a lot of times I just go here. And this doesn't look like much, but he's gonna tap really soon. So I either can bust him out, or I just go here. I'm gonna push and pull. As I return, go to my left hip, and go. So in this position, I'm just stretching, and it's creating terrible pain. The other benefit about this is I win the scramble. So if he wants to bail out on this, I turn it to my elevator, I get back on top. Okay? So I can utilize it as a sweeping mechanism. Now see, this is different than going for like the reverse strain armbar. I'm focusing on the shoulder, okay? And I'm attacking my lock on that AC joint. This is what I call an underhook shoulder pin. I go into some depth in my triangle book, if you guys get that. Okay, because I have a triangle setup in here. All right, so from this position, I'm locking it, and I'm gonna drop. So when I get this, crack. So my weight is like a power halving kind of position. I always wanna, with shoulder pins, I'm always dropping forward, down into the shoulder, down, down. And that allows me to use leverage, okay? You gotta understand how to use proper leverage. If I'm here like this, and it's short, just this pressure alone is causing a lot of pressure. It's just only when I get underneath him that I can actually stretch him out and do the finishing touches. When in doubt, I can still lift this up and get the reversal. If he tries to shift his weight this way, I can push with the forearm. And it has another mechanism of cranking that way. The thing I don't want is to be out here. So I always want to try to stay close. So I use my whole body and turn with them. Now for this, I'm just driving my elbow straight down towards the mat, which is going to create this arc lift. And the stretching now takes away his base. And if I get my foot on the hip, it allows me to even push even more and stretch. And it will create like a pressure, almost like a Kimura type feeling. It's just located in a little different part of the shoulder. Okay? It's a nice lock. Nothing too fancy. This is pivot a little. Right there. That should be good. That way they can kind of see this part. Okay. So we're here, same kind of scenario. He goes back, whatever the case is. I give him a jab, bop, and I'm just going to redirect, get that lock. Once I lock my grip, now I'm going to return to the mat, and I'm going to give him a little stretch with my left elevator to allow my right leg to get in position. So as I return, a little stretch, bop. Now I can return to the mat, and there's a lot of pressure. I can also come over the back finish, or I can just stretch them out completely. Okay? Okay. Both of them, all of them work. It's just where you want to go with it. It's just where you want to go with it. Stretching them out would be not a bad idea. All right, so let's try another angle. Okay. So once again, like I said, we're working from my grips. Pull, push, nail. Now redirect. Redirect that lock, get my lock. Now I'm going to start to return, sit back close to the mat, stretch, stretch. Now I can either double bust them out and crank, foot on the hip and crank, or foot over the back. You can see how he's getting torqued. Same thing. Or if I'm still upright, if I bust them out completely, I have a lot more torque too. And when in doubt, I'm still in a good position. So instead of snapping, in this case, I'm returning back to the mat. Coming up, returning back. Which is giving me the option because I've already now established control. Instead of staying here in this no man's land, trying to hand fight for an hour, trying to make something happen. Okay? So that's something to point out. Alright? So that's just basic underhook shoulder pin. Okay, so one of a move that's popular in wrestling that I just help turn into a choke, which sometimes they make it a choke actually. It's just a cement mixer, or sometimes I used to call it half helch, which is pretty much the same thing. That's like the old terminology. So like cement mixer is a good name. All right, so we're gonna do the same setup, where I'm gonna do a sit-up knee bump to a redirect. I'm gonna slap his head to the outside. I'm gonna hit my underhook. Okay. Now you can do this with the wrist control if you want to help with your pummel. But it's not always there, because usually when you knee bump him, his hand will go to the mat because he's going to be and now that should be an easy pummel for you to win. It's only when they're here